It's the Maddog and Dave radio program podcast.
All right, bro.
What?
360, boom, there it is.
Little tight.
It's the Maddog and Dave radio program podcast.
What? What? What?
Yeah.
Anyway, so Sammy Soul, of course, he's our rock and roll historian as well as our rock and roll director here at the show. He is our doctor of rock and roll. He has a PhD in rock and roll, and he's helping me out this morning with a little information about how we're going to count down the top 25 debut records of all time, right?
Yeah.
And they're not in any particular order, these 25, Sammy. Okay, I'm just going to throw them each out there, and you're going to agree or disagree.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, cool.
First of all, we can start with Guns N' Roses. Appetite for Destruction.
No, okay. You put it for what? Number 25.
It's within the top 25 of all time.
To me,
Yeah. No,
it's
I'm
in top 3.
top 3. Okay, well there you go. Appetite for Destruction
Absolutely the rock album of the decades.
from 1987.
Yeah, from 80s to
Yeah.
beyond. Nobody made a record like that.
No, and they weren't even really on the heroin or anything at that point. I mean, this was early
slightly,
on.
but not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, you don't get you don't get that type of thing that has so much swing. It's
Yeah.
heavy metal rock and roll,
Yeah.
and
It was brand new.
Yeah,
One of the greatest debuts of all time. Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction. Then you would also agree with me that Kill 'Em All by Metallica. The record came out in 83. You know, the one with the great record cover with the axe and the blood?
Yeah.
Or the hammer, I think it is.
Hammer.
But that's where the legend began, Originally, the title of that record was going to be Metal Up Your Ass.
Yeah, but for censorship reasons.
Yeah, bad gory cover.
Yeah.
So, but that's just some stuff that Lars Ulrich has said. But anyway, that's 2. I'll give you one more. Would you say that Texas Flood was Stevie Ray Vaughan? One of the greatest debut records of all time.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I would agree.
The late great Stevie Ray Vaughan, of course. From that record, David Bowie tapped him to play on his record, and that's
really?
some of the he plays on Let's Dance and China Girl, and that's Stevie Ray Vaughan playing that on Let's Dance.
Oh, correct.
And it was after this record that David Bowie
That's
tapped
something
him
I
to play
didn't
that.
know.
That's great. Yeah, I'll try and dig that up. Once you throw us into some rock and roll, Sammy, we'll take a break. We're still waiting on Dave Dunbar to get his ass in here. I mean,
Wow.
I saw him last night. I mean, maybe he went home with Milkshake Mama?
Shut up!
No, probably not. We'll find out in a little while. You're listening to the Maddog and Dave radio program. On with the list of greatest debuts of all time.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to try and challenge Sammy this time. Because last time he agreed totally on Appetite for Destruction. He agreed on Kill 'Em All by Metallica, and then for sure he was happy with what was the last one, Sammy?
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
With Stevie Ray Vaughan, of course, classic. So, what would you say to Dio?
What do you think I would say?
Yeah, that belongs on the list, doesn't it?
Oh my God.
The
Holy
very
Iron Man.
first Dio record.
It's
Yeah,
classic.
Death to False Metal. That's where the game changed for metal, was when Dio released that record. Some people don't know it. What about the Pretenders? Their very first record with Chrissy Hine.
Not a bad choice. No.
It had a Brass in Pocket.
Yeah.
Stop Your Sobbing.
Yeah.
Classic record.
Classic. What
That's
can I
on the
say? I
list.
can't say it's
That's
nothing.
That's one of the top 25
Yeah.
greatest
Maybe
record,
I won't
greatest
go and
debuts of all time.
Yeah, maybe I won't go and pick it up first and put it on my record player, but absolutely.
Well, I got one more for you, Sammy, in this segment. And you kind of look like you used to play in this band. But the first Motley Crue record.
Classic.
The very
to
first.
me, personally, very classic.
With the leather pants there on the cover.
Oh, yeah. Too Fast for Love, man.
There you go. There's 3 more. So we're counting down the 25 greatest rock and roll debut records of all time.
Yeah.
And Sammy agrees completely so far with this list.
Well, I was not so keen on the music of Molly Hatchet, but I fucking dig the album covers.
Yeah,
man.
they're awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'll tell you what. Another thing is that there's very few bands that come from Florida. You know that?
I'm sorry. Yes.
There's very few bands that come from Florida. We always play
flirting
the.
with the camera.
Okay. Did Molly Hatchet come from Germany, or did they come from Florida, Sammy?
Molly Hatchet came from Florida.
Florida. But did you know we were talking about this the other day? Boney M was a German band.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, let's
we're
not
we're
get
counting
into
down the 25 best top
50 maybe.
50 maybe album debuts of all time, right? What about the Police, man? What about their very first record
Of course.
that had Roxanne on it?
Yeah. Come on.
It was
man.
called Outlandos d'Amour.
It's groundbreaking crossover band.
And So Lonely. Remember? So
Yeah,
lonely.
they were not that
so
lonely. Ah, the song,
so
yeah.
lonely. That was also on there. Right?
Great song.
That's on the list as well.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Would
should
you
be.
agree with me that this record is on the list as well? They're different that I got to bring up.
No, okay.
Do you realize that our hometown football team tied the greatest football team in the world last night in parking?
Barcelona?
FCO tied Barcelona 1-1.
Oh,
The
I didn't know
greatest
that.
football player in the world scores, and I think it was the 38th minute. And then a minute later, FCO scores. And they kept it tied the second half. The second half, FCO owned a lot of it, man.
Oh my God.
They tied them. They got a point in Champions League against FC Barcelona. Can you believe that?
No.
Historical day in Danish.
Were they happy
football.
people in the parking?
Lord have mercy. People were losing their minds, man. They were really happy. It was great. I mean, you can look at it like this. Proposition 19 didn't pass over there.
So FCO.
But
got a
FCO
draw.
won over here.
Yeah.
So it kind of evens out a little bit.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be on the ballot again
Yeah.
over there.
Yes.
No doubt.
No doubt.
We're getting too old for this. We're getting too old for people sitting in jail for non-violent marijuana crimes.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It is.
We don't like that.
No.
But we do like that FCO won.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Incredible.
This has to be on the list, Sammy. Definitely you have to go for the fact that, never mind the bollocks, here's the Sex Pistols. Got to be one of the greatest debuts of all time, if not the greatest. What do you think about that?
Oh, no, I would not say that at all.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, it's. I disagree in that.
Okay. Well, it
It was
was
just a hype.
it was big hype, but
Yeah.
it started the whole thing.
No, it didn't start it the whole thing. I mean, there was other people on the front
1977.
line. There was other people on the front line as well of punk movement.
But we're talking debut albums. I mean, and as a debut, that's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Well,
moved.
okay, yeah.
Okay, it can be on the list. Is that all right with you?
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
All
Let's
right.
keep
How about Bat Out of Hell by Meatloaf? See, I'm testing you now.
No, this I have to disagree. I don't.
Okay, you don't. That one doesn't.
agree. No.
You sure about that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Okay, Sammy. How about Motorhead's first record
No.
from 1977?
It's right there.
You know, they actually recorded On Parole in '75, but it wasn't released until 4 years later.
Oh.
So strictly speaking, it doesn't count like that. Motorhead was their first release
Yeah.
in April '77. That one, you know, the black cover with the Motorhead logo on it. That one belongs on the list.
Yeah.
And of course, we talked about Stevie Ray Vaughan, right? But what do you think about Van Halen? Their very first record.
Great.
Do you think that belongs on the list as well?
Yeah, it does. It does. Groundbreaking guitar playing.
Groundbreaking.
Yeah.
We did a thing with that last week. I think we were talking about Eddie Van Halen and an Eruption, and it just like. So Van Halen's first record, that belongs on the list. for sure. What about the Clash's first record?
The Clash?
The Clash, 1977.
Absolutely. I mean, I agree with that. With
Yeah.
Sex Pistols, I don't agree, but with this, yes, absolutely.
Okay, what about Foreigner's first record? Remember that? It had
Yeah.
You're as cold as ice.
No, a classic.
Yeah.
Classic. I like that. I don't know if it's top 25, but definitely a good adult-oriented rock album.
Also 1977.
Yeah, I like that. I like it.
What about Cheap Trick's first record?
Great.
I want
mean,
you to want me.
Yeah, groundbreaking. I mean, there's a lot of the hard rockers, they swear in the name of Cheap Trick.
And of course, lest we forget, the Ramones'
Mm-hmm.
very first record, the self-titled record, where they're all
Mhm.
standing up there against
Yeah,
the brick wall. There.
yeah.
That's an important one.
Yeah, it is.
Count down the top 25, top 50. Could
Maybe.
Get, yeah. Well, let's
Yeah.
see. We'll see. We'll see.
We have
only
space
had,
for 250.
we
so-
do. Right on. Now, Sammy, listen. Do you know who Randy Moss is? Randy Moss.
Sounds familiar, but no.
Randy Moss is probably one of the greatest running backs to ever play American football.
Oh, okay.
He's been with the New England Patriots for many, many years, right?
Yeah.
And just this year, he got in a fight with the famous quarterback Tom Brady. They kind of didn't get along well, and next thing you know, Randy Moss is gone and moved from New England to the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay.
Now, Randy Moss is a fantastic football player. And he's one of these guys that you see to have the football helmet on with the dreadlocks sticking out behind him.
All right, bro.
Yeah. And Dave knows who Randy Moss is. I was going to save this for Dave, but I want to go ahead. I want to go ahead and get to it. Where the whistles go woo. Now, this is even better. This is a bunch of clips of Randy Moss talking at press conferences and stuff, right? And what we've done here is put that together to music.
Oh no.
Yeah. So here you go. This is done by DJ Steve Porter.
All right, bro.
Yeah.
Woo!
I don't even need to use the samples. I got Sammy Souls.
Tight.
Can you do some Joe?
No.
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 Okay.
Maybe next break I'll try.
What? Okay, here we go. Randy Moss cut together. What in the world? Good Lord. All of a sudden, this voice came from the right side there. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Randy Moss, right? Running back for the New England. He's not a singing star, but apparently they have cut a bunch of his quotes out and made a tune out of it, and it's called One Clap. And it goes something like this.
I'm gonna say what I wanna say. Hey, did I say anything stupid today? My role is to take the ball deep, take the top off the defense. Take the ball deep, take the top off the defense.
If I can't get to it, nobody can get to it.
I don't shine shoes, I don't tape ankles, I don't cut checks.
Great cash, homie.
I don't shine shoes, I don't tape ankles, I don't cut checks.
Great cash, homie. Everybody want clap.
What do you think, Sammy?
No, it's not actually bad.
No, it's not bad, is it?
No.
I'm here to play. You can print it, I don't care how you put it on your...
Gangster.
Everybody want clap.
I'm gonna play when I wanna play. I'm gonna say what I wanna say.
If this
say.
came out at the same time that 50 Cent's In the Club, it would have
done just as well.
Probably.
I don't know how many times this thing has been hit on YouTube yet, but Randy Moss, One Clap.
Do. Next question.